Una welcome to Humbi, the All Size Show. Me, Nadi, host, and I get with me a special guest, and I dey go by the name of Moedibo. You dey find me on every social media platform. And today we get a special guest, and this guest na a state council lawyer, and is special because in way of becoming a lawyer is somehow different from most lawyers who we know today. And again, a day here for make we also discuss about some of the myths that way people know about a lawyer or becoming a lawyer. Plenty of who be they come up who believe say law na a career where you go only pursue am if you na money man. And also we believe say people lawyers and criminals and more than can defend. A lot of other myths in there around the law and things anyway we also don't know who go tend for no. So we brought her there today for able for take we to. So now stay glued and now we learn from we board. Yes, sir. You go tell me your name and we get into the program.
Thank you very much for having me. My name na Yankuba Ba. I'm born 98 and presently I'm in State Council of the Republic of Sierra Leone. And I presently Debo, where I am assigned under the Senior State Council for Bo. So technically, we're in charge of the South.
So we make our first step in the show. We want to make we really able for tell we what inspire you for becoming a lawyer.
Well, me part actually unprecedented in sense in the beginning of going to school, I don't be ever get them as that childhood dream of becoming a lawyer. But on the verge of getting me was, I actually think about, you know, becoming as somebody we actually like something way people really fearful or something we actually hard forget. And being in the art faculty, thinking about career options, I thought it fit that the most challenging would be to study law. And that actually na the inspiration behind it. I like for the challenge and also do something way unprecedented.
So from the interactions where I don't get with you, I tend to understand say you joining where you don't wish this speak of becoming a lawyer is quite different from how the normal or majority of people don't they become lawyers today. So take me through. I understand say immediately after secondary school you go straight to the law school. Take me through that and make it more clear for you.
Um, yes, it is somehow unprecedented, but at the same time, me not to the first person we actually get done abridged version of becoming a lawyer. Because the normalcy could have been you need for a first degree. But then there is also a caveat. There is also an exception to the effect where after you take UAS, if you get a certain requirement, it can catapult you for go study law without having a first degree. And in the year we actually sit was in 2017, while I was attending CKC, I get that result.
Okay.
We actually catapult me for gain admission na Frabi College. That directly for study law without having a first degree.
Wow.
So I did the 4 years after getting my LLB. Then I got admission to the Sierra Leone Law School.
So what kind of results where basically you get where a catapult you as you say, it take you to that level? Because what thing I know about people where now lawyers today or where they learn the law, they need for go do 4 years first before going to the law school. So waiting bring that kind of change. Waiting is it the result? Is it
Yes, it's actually kind of an exceptional result because I could recall that year we actually it was in 2017. I be end up forget like literature, something like B2. Um, on top of me, they're not able to know all the grades actually, but it's something like that. And if you actually get the results for go study law directly, uh, there is nothing that can stop you. Hence, you also pass the interview. So it is not about your age. It is not about your academic prowess or what you've actually, or the laurels of academic excellence we've done to achieve, but the specific requirement. If you get them, like English, literature, history, government, and any other subject like CRK, as at that time, Christian religious knowledge or health science or whatsoever. If you get these grades, whereas they be A or B, it could be at a very advantageous position for them to take you direct. So I did that and I got admission to Frabi College.
That may not be a massive one. So many people go like for. I believe say go admire that. But I believe say also that you know you only reach that peak or to this level. There are some challenges where you face. You go like for share with we some of these challenges where you face along the line.
Yeah, definitely the challenges were many, but I can first start with the financial constraint.
The most common one.
Yes, financial constraint. I was actually financially handicapped because at that year, I lost my daddy.
Sorry.
Yes, and me actually now a fuller, and I also born and raised and in Bo here, and like the business with me daddy be they do. As at that time, where be the seat was thinking about it. If you put all the money together, you know, we will able to pay for me for a year. But like I will get the determination, see, like I say, I like something very challenging. So after I get this admission actually for fees, for travel to go to Freetown, um, I had to squat with friends for the 4 years time where we actually did and it was really actually very very much you know difficult, but I actually remain poised for get to the level I want.
I not done the day, but for so many people I don't interact with, they're able to tell me what it mean for day in the city, especially a young man from upline going to the city.
Yes.
So I want to know if there was a time where you almost like for one for give up.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a lot of times because like I actually said, um, the finance was actually it was actually challenging. And let me tell you, while going to school, while I was going to CKC, because of the financial hardship to a certain level, as at that time I believe even work in a garage as a fitter, and I also ride Okada. And to some point, even while I was studying law at Frabi College, because the luck I get is that I get a lot of people outside we will not farm will no one day serving me, but just that because I get the academic pedigree and I also to get good results, so I'll be able to get help from these strangers in form of now like getting job because I get a job now ACC for work as a community monitor. Even I work to the level of district monitor in line with these emergency cash transfers, this SSN, in collaboration with NAXA, Local Commercial Bank, and the like, even Freetown City Council. And subsequently as well, I also work as election coordinator
Wow.
for ECSL, the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone, during the election time. So now this way actually I'll be able to support myself. So it's actually a blessing.
It's a very, very, very big blessing. And
Yes.
I believe people where they listen you, especially the young one where get such a dream, go learn from what they say. But I also go on for no. Looking back at you status now, a young person, a dynamic one, and a whole state council person, and waiting make you most proud, where you go really, really go be proud of.
Um, what I'm actually very much proud about, I can say family, because um, I'm a married man now. I get a wife and I also get a child. So I believe that that's really what I'm, very much proud about.
So if we they come back and for make you able for say something out to people, especially the young one with the secondary school, let's put it that level. Which are the few things where you go put down for them so that they go able for either do like you or pass you.
Well, there's a lot of, facade out there.
There are young people where get these dreams of becoming a lawyer. Although we don't dey see now this country where somebody go grab his want for become lawyer, all of a sudden you see and end up for become some other thing else we not ever cross in mind.
Well, like I say, there's a lot of facade going out there, like, false news, and people actually not get the right information. When you come out from a humble background, I believe say education can only be the equalizer. It can equalize that child of a farmer to that child of even a past president or a president, for they actually be in that same level of academia. So it is early education where it will bridge that gap there. So to that student or to that people going to school now, is that no matter how you think say a dream big for they actualize, um, the first thing way for the you for believe in yourself. It is actually something way can be actualized. Yes, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of stress, um, it takes a lot of duress, and it very much time consuming, but it actually worth it. So my message is that, for if you want for study law, you get for be very very studious, and you get the right grades. So when you get the right grades, it's actually easier for let you get help should in case finance not the main problem, because 90% of we live in a country where it's very much difficult for get a living. So that could be the first and foremost issue. So the message is that even if you come up from a humble background or a very poor background, you just get for be steadfast in sense you know put yourself in the capacity of cheating, because if you cheat forget a result for study law, they're going to eat you alive. So you get for actually own the results, you get for actually own the process of your prior academic uh, um, pedigree for you able survive in law. So that could be me advice actually, that you get for believe in yourself and also be very very much hardworking, in line with reading a lot.
Hard work is always the bottom line of achievement. That's
Definitely.
fact. So on that verge, I also want for make we viewers them able for really understand the legal profession, because there are a lot of myths, there are a lot of misconceptions where it could be either true or false, whatever. There are a lot of knowledge where people get around the legal, the law business. So I really want to know, you already there at the shoe. Tell me, what you actually lawyer then they do.
Well, um, as a lawyer, like in the capacity where the workers as state council, actually, my client actually not the government of Sierra Leone. Um, as a state council as well. they're under the jurisdiction of the Office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. So, like basically, I can say for that simple terms that I'm a government lawyer, but we also have private lawyers.
Okay.
We also they represent the interest of um, their own client, their own private clients or companies or whatsoever. But the general, you know, function of a lawyer, now that you did defend the interest of whosoever be your client, and also
Mm,
make sure say um, there is that kind of you know um, protection of that your client illegal rights in line with getting access to justice, in line with being guided, uh, being guided by the law. So as a lawyer, it is actually your responsibility um, for be that um, you know bridge between the people and that of the court.
okay.
Yes.
So I'll be actually one for ask you if what you differentiate you work as a state council lawyer from that of a private lawyer, although you touch on as small. So are there things where apart from what you say, are there things where uh it can make the private these two sector, the state council and that of the private, who say more people can prefer for choose for go
Well, it's actually a personal
decision.
decision where one can make depending on the
So if
circumstance
you the
where you
advice
find
person,
yourself.
if you the advice person, what you go say for make
Well,
a choice between the private lawyer and that of the state?
if it is about money, actually, private practice do now we can say the profession has been saturated, but there's a lot of money in private practice if it is about the
Okay.
money. But as a public, prosecutor, as a public defender, um, yes, you're comfortable, but the amount actually they earn, commensurate to that of what a private lawyer can get. So, but like I said, it is a personal decision, and like for me personally, I will do private work first after coming from law school, done with pupillage. I will do private practice, but then I decide for switch for
Okay.
become a state counsel, state prosecutor, and I believe in public service. So to money can actually be different.
So Mr. Yankuba, we get so many myths and way people can normally also call it as misconception, thing we either true or not true about lawyers. And I
Okay.
want to make we break and down by your knowledge where you get. One of the thing that people can normally say lawyer then they only defend criminals. What do you say about that?
Okay. Lawyers actually only defend criminals because now the duty of the court for actually weigh the evidence against a certain somebody, that the court for certify that the particular person is a criminal per se. Um, so in sense, lawyers they defend legal right of individuals that everybody is entitled to a fair trial by virtue of Section 23 of the Act number 6 of the 1991 Constitution. So we get this thing we call fundamental human rights. Hmm? We actually enshrined in the Constitution, like there is a whole chapter about it from Section 15 to 30. We guarantee you, you know, this human right. You get me? So as a lawyer, when they accuse somebody of a particular crime or so, the person entitled. So it's not actually per se that lawyers defend criminal, like to me, Onoreki put it to the effect that you defend um, legal rights of people that comes in conflict with the law. But that is for the defense aspect. Like in me own side, like what they work at presently, like I say, public prosecutor.
But people can say that they manipulate the law for able for defend person.
Well, in that case, me like for say, lawyers actually need to try to manipulate the law. It is actually somehow defending the client rights.
Okay.
So, in line with defending the client rights,
Mm-hmm.
you try to ensure that the person actually gets a fair trial. So it is not about manipulating the law. You cannot. Like I say, now the duty of the courts, that the duty of the bench for weigh the evidence against the person. So merely as a lawyer, you just advocating or trying for labor, you client, you know, um, that actually get the judicial responsibility per
What?
se.
Okay. What about this one? Where we farm with them? Most they can say, me for lawyer become for let this person become lawyer. They get that kind hail within the hail because they believe say lawyers and they memorize almost every law, every bit way they around the law.
Well, yes, lawyers, associated with being one of the most smartest people on earth, and yes, there is a that kind of steeze and composure, and this is now also a profession where pride itself in academic excellence. Being that kind of top 1%. But at the same time, from my own perspective, I could tell you plain that there's no lawyer who actually know all the law. You only gonna know who for find the law because every other day law not the way they evolve. Just few days ago, I think there is a bill, um, the legal practitioners bill. We're actually doing parliament now, so we keep having laws every day. So just as a lawyer, you know where to find the law, but you know go able memorize all the law in your head.
But plenty people they also get this what I mean. We are in the free lawyers and so much they say they're too powerful.
Well, powerful can be a relative term. But I believe say somebody we actually dey defend your rights. We dey try for ensure say you get a fair trial. Somebody we dey try for ensure say you get back your freedom. Because we dey live in a world now where just a snap, you don't lose whatever you've actually worked hard for. A line with Kibida being our allegations, false allegations against you, and whatnot. So, being a lawyer, you being in the capacity for save that particular person, or for defend somebody, right? Or for make sure say that which way somebody forget a get them judiciously. I believe to some sense that makes you, relevant. So for say powerful, um, to some point, but like I say, it is a relative term.
So in we earlier discussion, you talk about how you come about for be a lawyer, for be a state council lawyer to this level, and I want for also push you the back for tell we if it not to say people, law now for only wealthy people will get money.
So that na a myth. It is
That mean say waiting.
like I say more hoax or myth or facade. I mean, actually, then I just, hypothetical statement.
Okay.
It is not actually true. A lot of lawyers we know, and even generally in the world, these are people we actually their rights in one way or the other will have been trampled upon. Um, Perhaps it could be marginalization, it could be discrimination or whatsoever. We could give some certain people the tenacity that I know when this happened to me again, neither somebody really around me. You get. So most of people they come up from a humble background in sense from this poor background, and then can end up for be one of the most or most exceptional um, baristas or solicitors or lawyers out there,
As the case might be.
as the case may be.
So you
So it
touch
is
on
actually a myth.
something.
Mhm.
You talk about barrister, solicitors. Are these the same names?
Well, it is not. Like from a legal point of view, when we talk about a barrister, that not somebody with the advocate for client right in court. We say solicitor, that not somebody we they actually do legal drafting. Most solicitors, can work from office. But now, the legal system of Sierra Leone, which we emanate from England, it's quite different, analogous to most of the movies that okay watch or whatsoever, like the American system. So for like America per se, you cannot be both. You cannot be a barrister or a solicitor at the same time. You actually need to choose one. But
Mm.
for Sierra Leone legal system, ours is fused. You can be a barrister and a solicitor at the same time.
So now, if we dey talk about the guideline for make somebody become a lawyer, one guideline questions where I go want for know now that wetin are the quality wey dey make somebody an excellent lawyer?
Well, I believe apart from your academic excellence,
Yeah.
I believe say you need for get integrity.
Okay.
Yes. You need for somehow be trustworthy.
Okay.
Like you also need for be hardworking.
Okay.
Um, so I believe those are the qualities that make you a great lawyer.
So what about the most common mistakes that we normally student they can make for make along the line for me to become a lawyer?
Um,
Were you aware of some of the minor mistakes?
well, I can recall when I was in college, um, a lot of people like don't do first degree or some man don't do masters. Some people like don't go as far as getting a PhD
Okay.
before coming to study law. Um, you not get for assume say you know it all. You get for put yourself to the bar minimum. You get for present yourself like a novice in the law. Follow not actually do a mistake, because if you make that over sabi, it actually cost you. So devoid of somebody coming from the senior secondary school, or somebody having a first degree, or somebody getting PhD. You get for take as say the law um get a own crucibles. It's actually difficult. So when you imbibe that, you able to sail through. But if you feel that overconfident that you get everything at your fingertip, then it will be, in my opinion, an issue.
So over the past years, you say you don't work with the state and every other or different other sectors. What's in one of your most emotional experience where you want to share as a law? Because I know I they bring this question because I believe say you will not only if you don't dey defend this way, The other way also must get your view, and sometimes it might be touching if they explain his story. So now one of the most emotional experience we go on for share with we.
Well, as a public prosecutor, um, getting that feeling that somebody we actually don't commit, you know, heinous crime, um, pay a dues for that which he actually don't do. Getting that victim, the victim now being dead or alive, justice actually could be me most emotional moment. Getting that satisfaction that yes, justice sometimes can delay, that the wheel of justice actually the turn slow, but at the same time it's sure.
So when you don't be a lawyer, your way of how you don't see society don't different from other person.
Yes, actually, um, because from the standpoint of being a lawyer, um, you get the opportunity, like I say, for advocate on people's behalf. You get the opportunity for make sure say people them get, you know, access to justice. So you being in that position, um, it's actually demanding, whereas very rewarding. So you kind of be in a position of being different actually.
So what's lesson where the courtroom don't teach you? We go on for share with we.
Well, um, I believe say for actually underestimate the counsel on the other side. So I could get this a lot. Like I say here that I was born in '98, and if I can be correct, I'm about 28. So most of the time, we get people who go study law where they did at 40 years. So man don't get masters, or some man they at 50 we go study law. So we get this still in law what they call senioritas parismos. So when we can come in the courtroom, someone because of your morphology or efficacy, you get you type now us as a picking or whatsoever, it can tend for underestimate you. But then I can tell you plain that you as a young lawyer, or like as me type, okay, very dangerous. So dear, it is not about you na 70 or you na 80 or you get white here and then make you sabi the law you pass the other colleague.
So seniority they prevail.
Seniority they prevail. It's not about age. A seniority could be when you actually
Attain.
get you license for practice. So let's say for example somebody na 80 years or 70 years, 5 years ago he become a lawyer, or me don't become a lawyer, let's say 6 years ago, I'm a junior despite the age, or even if I mean daddy self somehow, even if I'm a daddy, let's say he put me school later,
He
he make I
decide
go
for
study
we.
law before I ain't go study law later. I'm a junior. So you see.
So I be also one for no although this go sound somehow personal small, but one know what's not the greatest privilege we as a state council we enjoy.
Well, from having, like I say, the immunity,
Okay.
you know, um, well, it is actually this not really a general opportunity we like all lawyers get, that you cannot be arrested.
Mm.
Yes, you cannot be arrested, um, subject to that particular authority. They getting a fiat
So
from
if I can get you clear,
from the Attorney General and Minister of
is
Justice.
is this rule for every lawyer?
Yes.
that you cannot be arrested
Yes.
even if you commit crime. So is it that una dey above law?
No.
Una no go by Professor A.V. Dicey in law principle?
No. Like there are privileges. Even like, let's say for example, you be a president or what, you get immunity
Yeah, sure.
to certain things. So I know they see I'm from the perspective of you being above the law. I they see I'm from a perspective of you know
Enjoying the
b-
privilege.
yes, being an amikurai, like somehow a friend of the court, or you being a lawyer. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't commit a crime, so hence not that something will be say you dey on the verge of committing it and the need for restrain you. If that's not the case, if a police officer want for arrest you for whatever in things you do wrong, in need for obtain, a fiat from the Attorney General and Minister of Justice,
Then
or
go
go
give the
through
order.
justice, yes, but he cannot just come and arrest you.
Wow.
Yes.
You go make a get lawyer. No, maybe that these are the reason make so many people they want for be a lawyer today.
But there
So
is a lot of other privileges as
so
well.
on that verge, I
Yes.
want to know we get so many people nowadays where they go in for the law, which some people they say it's a very good one, some other people get their own view. So I also they ask questions in relation to that. Waiting at the is it that people Sierra Leoneans they're not really aware of the legal rights or waiting?
Well,
What do you think say that you reason?
if I could get you correct, you
More
try.
people that they go in now for the law. What
Yes.
do you think say that you that the reason?
Well, it's actually very nice where a lot of people they opt for study law. But I can also a lot of times hear you where people like you say, oh, the law has been saturated. We get many lawyers now, or this or that. But I can tell you plain, that we not get boku lawyers.
Mm.
Yes. If we compare, like for example, let's say Nigeria, every year called to bar, they get more than thousands.
But with all
Like
this, way don't they happen?
yes,
You think say most Sierra Leoneans they really know the legal rights?
no, 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 I don't think so. The human rights, like I say, in we actually enshrined in the Constitution, Chapter 3. We actually, let's say from Section 15, I think Section 15 and the general, provision. Let's say Section 16, right to life, 17, movement. Let's say 23, right to a fair trial. A lot of people don't know the right. So I believe, say, with um,
The
getting,
more lawyers
yes,
go
uh,
create that kind of avenue.
yes, and also for the people try for show the interest,
So
because
among
a lot of people, let's say, this is just a general discussion per se. There's a lot of transactions or whatsoever like you do, but sometimes you consult a lawyer. Now way something you don't go wrong, and then tell you then you want for consult a lawyer. So I believe, say, it is prudent, actually very much imperative for lay you the get legal advice, because whatever they do is governed by law. They wait to the time we don't get
will
issue,
happen.
yes, before you dey try for seek legal redress.
So I want to know if you dey advise Sierra Leoneans in general, waiting are the legal rights of every citizen at least need for know.
Well, like you say again,
If not all,
um,
but now some of the few with every citizen need for know.
that you get right to a fair trial.
Okay.
Yes, like I say, Section 23 of the Constitution, Act Number 6 of the 1991 Constitution, that you get freedom of movement. Also, that could be another, and also you get freedom of expression. Though somebody can say, "Oh, we don't get freedom of expression or whatsoever," or yes, you get freedom of expression, but you don't get freedom after expression, which can sound funny, but at the same time, I believe say you right for let you swing you faced. You actually stop where the other person face begin. If I can borrow the words of the late um, Dr. Abubakar Bine Kamara of blessed memory. So you write for let swing you that you write get limitation. You get that in as much as you get like I don't mention, so you get right to fair trial, you get freedom of movement, you get freedom of assembly, or you get freedom of speech. You also get for understand say it come with a responsibility that you also get exception. So I believe say these are things we every Sierra Leonean for know.
If they give you the tax for label for reform one aspect of Sierra Leone justice system, wetin that one they could be?
Well, I believe say there's a lot of issues, but the most um,
Common one.
common one actually could be the delay.
In the justice system for deliver the justice, you mean?
Well, actually because in as much as yes you get right to a fair trial, and in that capacity
Mm-hmm.
like you want for be tagged that you need for wait for get ABC or so, but in me me own opinion, I think say a lot of times we could get a very long trial, which can actually for fine for get that kind of abridged version. Whereas when you go to court, you forget judgment sooner, so that they go about whatever. Then you would
Prolong the
prolong you get
process.
that kind of prolonged trial. So if I could change one thing, that's actually one of the things that we actually go pay attention to.
So as we dey try for fold week conversation, and there are things where I really want for make we use as a concluding point.
Okay.
One of them point in the now waiting that you message again. I think I will ask you that one day earlier on.
Mhm.
But I really want to make you reiterate and again in few or in brief. Waiting that you message to secondary school students who want to become a lawyer.
Now that the profession is a very enviable one. It is one we actually command a lot of prestige and from like a lot of respect that they don't actually need for be discouraged by virtue of the fact
Challenges
say
face.
yes, and people them out there they say, oh, lawyers and book, lawyers and book. We need more lawyers.
Mm.
Yes. And in the administration of justice, we get a lot of people we actually know the right, and actually they defend people and right, we will get a good society.
So your story, as I know, is quite different from the majority out there.
Yeah.
Majority lawyers. You as a state council lawyer, what is the one lesson where you hope people go take away from your story?
Now that if you want for actually do something as a young person in Sierra Leone, you actually no need for think about your age.
Okay.
That you get for believe in yourself. I can recall the time we as it was, and I go na campus for go meet the principal, forget that me testimonial when I want to I want to apply for law.
Okay.
I was discouraged.
Hmm.
Yes, even a lot of teachers, a lot of people around telling, oh, you need to go do first degree first for late mature. before you go read law, or na so creating no more than they take or whatsoever. But I don't listen to all those things. Sometimes yes, if I follow you listen. But if you actually get the conviction that this is what I want to do and I get the capability of doing it, you don't need for follow other person, your own route. You just need for be steadfast in that and then forge ahead. And I believe say ultimately it will work out well.
Sure, ultimately, no matter how you be, when you put effort with all concentration, determination, and no matter who side you dey, who that you be, who side you come out, you go always achieve am. We appreciate you for get you on the show. When the All Side Show, you dey get you on every social media platform, and you go search for we as Moidibo. And today conversation don't remind we say, and every part go lead na the same way, but everybody go get in your way how we implement them. We go be more unique and people will admire. And as we both don't explain his story, how he become a lawyer and he not go through the normal procedure where people go for go first now law, go for go first for go do 4 years law and before going to the law school. And all of those challenges, explain give you concerning about the meat way relating to lawyers, a whole lot of things where most of we know we sabi today we don't sabi and we don't know the difference between solicitor, the difference between there was another one where you mentioned
Barrister.
a barrister, all of those things where we know we sabi we don't sabi today. And we go appreciate for make you way the watch we add your view now the comment section, share and give away a like. Mr. Yankuba, waiting will be your last statement.
And also happy for being on the show, like you say. Before the last statement and with conclusion, like you want for like note.
Okay.
Like you want for note that in as much as we will talk about that I not go through the normal
Normal
procedure
procedure of the
for become a
majority.
lawyer. I can also want for put out there that um, there's a different procedures but it actually lead to the same result.
Okay.
But you cannot become a lawyer without having, let's say in Sierra Leone, here, LLB. You need for obtain an LLB
Okay.
either from a recognized university in the country, let's say for a college, let's say in the case now of Jala, Unimac, or from a Commonwealth system where actually approved by the Council of Legal Education. So I actually went through that. Yes,
Mm,
somebody they come out from senior secondary school, go direct law school, where you actually they go direct do LLB, then law school. It is 1 year actually passing.
mm,
So that's just the clarification I want for make. And this discussion actually it's for educational purposes. And if anybody want to know anything more, just like you say, you can leave comment at the comment section, and
for
then duly we can get subsequent,
discussion.
yeah, discussion or engagement on what actually the public want for know. And glad for there as well.
Thank you
Thank you
so
for
much.
having
As a
me.
busy man,
Yes.
forget you in a show. It mean a lot. Thank you so much, and we hope to get you again as time goes by.
Yeah,
Thank you very
grateful.
much, bro.
Grateful, sir.
It's a very big thanks.